Join me today for a day in the life in my hobonichi and planning systems. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tori, and today I'm going to do a little bit different of a video than I normally do. I wanted to film a very real life ish kind of journaling situation and how I use my journals and my planning system, my bullet journal throughout the day. So I just kind of went with it. I brought all of my journals to my desk first thing with my cup of coffee. You saw there at the very beginning that it was a little bit messy on my desk, so I did do a little bit of cleanup before I started in my bullet journal. And the first thing I've got here is my bullet journal, and I'm just adding a couple more to-do list items to my task list and then marking off some that I have already started. And then we're going to jump right into my hobonichi and fill in a couple of things that happened on previous days or yesterday. But before we do that, I did get the Coffee Monsters Co. Esterbrook collaboration pen in recently, and I wanted to share that with you because I'm just so excited and I very much love it. I was trying to show my personal, my individual swirl, but my camera wasn't focusing that great on it. But I am planning to film another short reel once I get the Forgotten Iced Coffee ink in as well. I ordered the pen from Esterbrook and then I ordered the actual ink from Helen, so I am still waiting on that to come in. But back to my journal situation. You'll see throughout this video that I am going to be going back and forth very all over the place in between several different journals. Again, I wanted this to be like a very real life kind of how I handle and work in my journals throughout the month. So you'll see here that I am kind of marking off some of my habits, and I am marking off the previous day. So today is Sunday, April 27th. I am doing this voiceover the same day that I recorded this video, and I am going in and just filling in some check-offs for reading and journaling for yesterday. And then I also added in walking, and I'm filling it in for the days that I walked as well. I brought my coffee over to my desk with me because I wanted to, usually when I'm journaling, especially when I'm not recording it, I usually have some sort of beverage or drink, and it was still before noon, so I had made myself a coffee before I sat down, and I was like, you know what, if I want this to be real life, I would be drinking my coffee on this desk, so I just set it down here. So you'll see me taking sips here and there of my coffee. And then before I think we end the beginning, morning portion of the video, I do finish the coffee and I share my empty cup too. So I did another little quick tidy up, not for the sake of the video, but for the sake of my mental health, because I was having a lot of struggles with where things were on my desk, and I was bumping into other things, and I don't function well like that. So I did another little quick tidy up of my desk, and I am then working on a prompts page that I have made in my hobonichi. I had some empty space down at the bottom, and I just recently got this washi tape in. So I am going to use this washi tape to fill that up. And then I'm going to flip to another page before we come back to this one. This is, again, very all over the place because this is how I journal in real life. So I'm sorry if that's a little chaotic for you, but it works best for me. Essentially, the reason I flipped to another page is because I needed my stamp chamois to be wetted, and I'd asked my daughter if she would go wet it for me because I wanted to add a title to this page and I wanted to stamp it out. So she's going to go do that for me, and we're going to flip back over to the present day calendar. The one that we're on for right now is December of 2024, and obviously I started this in January, so I didn't need to use that calendar. So I decided to use it to just list out a bunch of random journaling prompts in those boxes. I did get my hair re-dyed yesterday, so I am going to fill in my doodle for yesterday as another little hair dye doodle, which I did do, I think, in February, I had a nice little hair dye doodle. So I flipped back to my February page and just copied that again because I really liked the way that that worked. And I actually ended up turning this into a sticker as well. Right before I started doing this voiceover, actually, I was doodling out some stickers. So I'm going to have that as a sticker eventually to document when I dye my hair. So we're flipping back to the December calendar, and I'm pulling out my typewriter alphabet stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp out prompts using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I did not test this ink in this journal before I started using it. I did stamp out the P and check how it looked on the other side of the page, and I thought it would be fine, but I did end up bleeding through just a little bit with this like page title that I created. Probably because I pressed a little bit too hard. That is a very me thing to do. But I think I'll be fine. I think I'll get over it. I did place some blotting paper behind the page that I'm stamping on just because I hadn't tested it out and I wasn't sure if there would be any bleed through. So I did use that blotting paper just to make sure if I did bleed through completely the page, it wouldn't get on the other page as well. I am going to be using that blotting paper throughout the day as well. I think I end up using it mostly as like a layer for my little pencil board because I don't really like writing on pencil boards. And since I have this blotting paper now, I thought it would be like a good thing for me to add on top of the pencil board and just layer those two pieces together to make it so that my page isn't like as wonky because of like the thickness and stickers and whatever on all of my previous pages. And you will see that a little bit later into the video when we go into my daily pages as well. So I'm probably just going to pop in and out doing a voiceover instead of talking the whole time if I've got anything to say about what I am doing. So while I am not talking, I'll just have some music playing. I would love to know though if you like this kind of video, if you'd like to see more like at my desk type videos where I'm just kind of filming things as I would do them in my real life instead of as I would do them to set up a filming situation for YouTube specifically. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on that and what you think of this video. I'm going to flip over to my weeklies and just start jotting down some of the things that are happening today. And I'm pulling out this really cool like sticker binder that I got off of Amazon that's got these pages that are literally perfect for stickers that you get from the Coffee Monsters Co. and Paper Haunt. That's primarily all of the stickers that I have in here. And I also started making sticker sheets in this same-ish size because I can fit 4 sheets on one piece of sticker paper. And it's a little bit more like cost effective and material effective. So I also have some stickers in this sticker book as well. I got it from Amazon and it's fantastic, and I will link that below if you're interested in checking out a sticker book for any stickers if you have them in this size. There is also, I think, a 4 slotted page protector page and then a 1 slotted page protector page that works really well for any like 4x6 or 5x7 sticker sheets too. Maybe just 4x6. I don't actually know if I have any 5x7 sticker sheets, so I don't think I've tried that. So don't quote me on that one. So I went through my sticker book and pulled out like this really cute little sheep costume sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I put that down to document that I slept in this morning a little bit. And then I'm doing some bubble letters to bubble letter out the word laundry because I knew I would be spending a large portion of the day itself doing laundry. So I wrote out laundry all day. And then after drinking some coffee, I'm going to flip back to the daily page. And I think I'm going to start decorating just a little bit of my daily page. Since it is the weekend, I am beginning to mess with my daily page a little bit earlier than I normally would. During the day, during like my work week, I will have like my planner out for like my to-do lists and stuff like that. And I will jot some things down as they are happening, though obviously not a ton is happening while I'm actually working. So a lot of my actual journaling and stuff like that for my daily journal happens after I get home from work. And I am really doing a lot of that in bed as well. I've got like a little like bed tray that I keep next to my bed so that I can just set my books and my journals and stuff like that on there and then journal before I go to sleep. It's a nice way to end the day. I did end up really finishing my journaling completely for today by like 7:30 p.m., which is great. Though it is, again, not unusual for my journaling to be done a little bit earlier in the day on the weekends because I do have the weekend to myself for the most part. I don't have to work on the weekends outside of filming YouTube videos or making content or anything like that. So I had a lot more freedom on this day to actually do things. So I've pulled out some PET tapes that I got from Serene Pages on Etsy. I got a couple of really cute rolls of PET tape, and I am just looking at these to see if I wanted to use either of these PET tapes to decorate my page for the day. Sometimes I will fully decorate or add decorations on my pages, just depending on how I'm feeling. If I know I am not going to have a lot to say, I will add a lot more decoration onto my pages. If I know I might have a decent amount to say, then I'll just add like a little bit of decoration. Today I was really feeling the idea of adding some decorations to the page. So I'm going to cut out some of these PET stickers from this PET tape and just get them adhered down to the page. And then I will also do a journaling prompt. I will pick one to add to this page as well. The prompts that I have listed at the beginning of this journal are just like random things that I thought of, and a couple of them like random journaling prompts that I got off of like a Google search. But sometimes like I don't really want to just like have a super deep, intense journaling prompt, and really just wanted to use some of those things as ways to document like things that I do every day that I'm not really journaling about all that often. So even though I'm doing them every day, maybe one day I will forget about the thing because I never actually wrote it down, if that makes sense. So the journaling prompt that I'm going to end up picking today is, how are you currently taking your coffee? And that's one that I've documented it a few times, but it's something that can change so easily. So that's the one that I picked because I was actively drinking coffee while I was doing this spread, and I thought it kind of fit perfectly. So that's the prompt that I will add to my page as well. I will do that after I get some of these PET stickers placed down and trimmed out. These are not pre-cut, so I am having to manually fussy cut everything out. So it is taking me a little bit longer than it would if I had some pre-cut PET stickers, but I also really like just the way that this tape looks in general. So I find that if I really like a tape, even if it's not pre-cut, it's still worth it to trim everything out because I just really enjoy it. This one that I chose to use is also on like matte PET tape, which is a lot less shiny, especially when it comes to like sitting underneath my lights. So it works out pretty perfectly. I know sometimes when people do these types of videos, they will not turn on like their actual lights and stuff. I think that's kind of funny because for me, like if I'm at this desk doing anything, I always have my filming lights on, whether I'm filming or not, because I need so much light to see properly. And I can't see if I don't have the lights on. So I will always have, at the very minimum, at least one of the lights that I use for filming on because they're so bright. And it makes it easier for me to kind of like see what I'm doing. So that's why I just kind of left these as is, because I do, like in my actual life, when I'm at my desk journaling, I do always have my filming lights just on because it makes it easier for me to see the things. So, yeah, that's why these lights are on, because I actually need them to be able to see what I'm doing. I am almost done here getting all of these PET tapes cut out, and then I will add in again my journaling prompt. And I think that might be the last thing that I'm actually going to be doing before I move on to another journal. I am going to use a fountain pen to write out my actual prompt, and this is the Hongdian M2. I got this on Amazon, and I think it's supposed to be like a Kaweco dupe, but I bought a Kaweco and I don't like it as much as I like this one. So I thought that was interesting. I love this pen though. I love the way that it looks, and I love the way that it does like the ink shading. This particular one I have pecan ink in from Papier Plume, based out of New Orleans. And I think I shared that in my New Orleans video recently as well. It's a beautiful pen. So I just wrote down the prompt for how am I currently taking my coffee, and I'm just going to write down my answer, and then we will move right along. The next journal that I'm going to pull out is one that I haven't actually shared on my channel yet. So I do have a passport size traveler's notebook from the Travelers Company. And I have actually created in this little traveler's notebook system a like a reading journal companion notebook. And I don't actually have it clipped in because I find it easier to write in this particular notebook if it's outside of the traveler's notebook cover. But essentially what this notebook is I just write down the title and author of a book that I'm reading and the characters' names of the book that I am currently reading. So right now I am reading King of the Dark by Ariana Nash. And I actually chose this book to read because it has a 4-word title, and that's my last April prompt. So essentially what I am doing here is I'm going to write down the title, the author, and the main characters' names because I always forget the main characters' names, like literally as soon as I finish a book, like they just disappear from my brain. So I like to write those down in my reading journal. So I have added them in my reading companion journal as well. And then essentially what I'm doing is as I am reading a book, I will put the percentage that I am at in the book, and I will begin to write down thoughts that I'm currently having about the book or thoughts, reviews after I finish the book if I've got anything that I want to say that I know that I might want to either elaborate on or anything like that when I actually go to do my end of the month reading journal pages. Since I have been doing my reading journal pages at like middle of the following month. So for like March, I did my reading journal setup and wrap up in the middle of April. So since I've got like that kind of large span of time between when the month ends and when I'm actually setting up my reading journal pages and doing my book reviews, I do like having this little reading companion as a way to write down any thoughts that I had while I was reading the book, as well as any final thoughts that I might have had after I finished reading the book. And I think that this will likely make my review pages hopefully a little bit more like in depth, maybe, or maybe I can just do like collage review pages because I've technically got stuff written here as well. It really gives me a lot of options for my reading journal whenever I'm going to set that up. And I essentially plan to, once this is finished, just kind of attach it to my actual reading journal somehow. That way I can kind of keep them together. So I was about 27% and I wrote 27% down. And then I'm just kind of writing about how this book is in like the third person. And I actually really usually don't like books that are in the third person because I don't like being able to know what everybody thinks all at the same time. And I feel like that's how a lot of third person books are. But this one, I feel like I'm only in like the main character's head instead of being in the main character's head and then flipping to somebody else's head. And I really like the writing style in this one. I'm not an expert at all by any means, but like I feel smarter reading the way that this is written. So that's the stuff that I wrote down in my reading companion journal so far. And then that's going to be the end of kind of like my little morning journaling session. It was probably about like 30, 40-ish minutes. And then we will move right along to my afternoon session. I feel like this one happened probably at about like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I just really wanted like a reading sticker that I really liked. So I had made these little stickers on my iPad that I'm sharing right now with my little speech emoji dude that I have been making recently. And I also made like a quote one and a sleepy one and a workout one because I know I'm going to want to use these in my journal. So I am going to use one of these stickers. I'm going to use one of the reading ones to document the book that I'm currently reading on my actual daily page. So I did print the book ones out. I made some bigger stickers and I made some smaller stickers for that one so that I can use them both on my actual daily pages and then also on my weekly pages as well, because sometimes I do like to document that stuff there as well. And I'm pulling out a Tombow Furunosuke. This is the hard tip brush pen, and I'm going to write out currently reading, and then I will just fill in the name and the author of the book that I'm currently reading. I will also use just a regular old little smiley face of the little speech emoji stickers that I have here. And I'm going to do a little bit of journaling about how I've just been making all the stickers and how excited I was for them. I made these ones a couple of days ago, and I really just kind of sat down on the couch while the kids were playing outside and set up the whole sticker sheets and printed them out because I really wanted to use one of these book ones like in my journal today. And I was like, I have to print these out before I can use them. So that's what I did. And then I also added a little section in my journal about the kids playing outside and the sprinkler as well. I am going through, I had to remember what I was doing. I'm going through and I'm resorting some of the stickers that I have in my actual hobonichi because it was getting a little too thick, the amount of stickers that I had in there, and I wanted to add some of those new ones that I just made. So I just pulled out some that I'm not going to need right away, and I am going to place some of these back in their appropriate spots in my little sticker binder here. I do have everything kind of separated and sorted by like brand and then like the types of stickers. So I just need to get some divider situations so that I can actually sort them all out and be able to flip to them really easily once I've got some dividers in here as well. So I'm getting those put back in, and then I will pull my hobonichi back out and just add a little bit more journaling for the stickers that I was making, and then also the kids playing outside in the sprinkler. The afternoon and the evening little journaling sessions that I have or I will be doing in this video are much quicker than the morning session. Usually probably because I did a lot more like decorating and kind of setting the pages up. And I also did a couple of extra things like with my prompt calendar and stuff like that. So when I have more time, I usually do extra things that don't necessarily need to be done, but kind of things that I just want to do. And I did have you know, it's Sunday, so I did have a lot of time today, so I did do those extra things this morning. And since I set up this page with the decorations before I started doing my journaling, I don't actually feel the need to add that much more decoration to the page, other than just maybe adding like a little section header. As you can see, where I wrote like sprinklers out in my little like messy bubble letter situation. So yeah, these ones kind of happen a lot quicker. Usually in the evenings when I'm doing this, it's probably about an hour that I spend doing the whole thing, but I'm just focusing on filling in like my daily page, and then also usually going back and filling in my calendar doodle as well. So I'm moving past my hobonichi, and I'm going to pull back out my bullet journal because I did do some more things on my task lists. I also have my habits page here that I'm going to pull out my marker and mark off some of the habits that I have already done for the day. And I'm going to move over to my ongoing task list and start marking those things off as well. So I just use like a little dot and then a slash when I start it, and turn that slash into an X once the thing is finished. And then after that, we move into my little evening journaling session as well. So I am going back in and starting this one with my actual task list. You can see that I literally just left my desk and just left the things on my desk. So I'm marking off all of the things that I managed to complete for the day. It's about 7:30ish or something like that right now as I'm sitting down. I'm marking off my habits, marking off my task lists. Once I finish this video, I will probably go back into this bullet journal again and do like a final mark through and see if there's anything that I want to pass forward into tomorrow as well. I will finish adding kind of like my overview of the things that happened during the day. I think that I probably wrote about making a lot of stickers because I did end up making quite a lot of stickers today. And then I also had like a little game, like a game night with the kids in my bed. Periodically, we will do like just a little game night situation where we all just get in the same bed and play games, like our own games together. So we did that like an hour before bedtime. And then I packed one Etsy order today. And yeah, I'm going to go into my actual daily page and kind of just finish this up as well. So I did do a brief kind of description of us having a game night, but that is something that I do generally want to expand upon in my actual daily journaling. So I am doing some gaming with my munchkins, like a little header situation. And then I'm going to write about gaming with the kids. And then the last thing that I believe that I'll put on this daily page is I did get some printable washi paper in the mail today from Amazon. And once I got it in, I again made another set of stickers because I'm obsessed with washi stickers. Washi stickers are always my favorite kind of sticker. And I have been searching for printable washi sticker paper for ages. I've tried several kinds, and just either the reviews are super bad and I don't even want to buy it to try it, or like I just couldn't get it to work with my printer, whatever. Like I've just not had a good time searching for something. It's just not really that easy of a thing to find, I guess. I have no idea. If you've got recommendations, let me know down in the comments. But I did find some from Amazon that I actually was able to print on, and it looks halfway decent. Like I do think that I will probably print mostly black and white things on it until I can figure out like the best way to make the colors look. But I did print out some little coffee sticker sheets that I've made, and they came out pretty good. Like I'm not displeased with these stickers. So I'm going to stick one of those stickers down in my journal as well. And then because I wanted to see like how it worked in my journal. And then I'm going to write about finding some washi sticker paper and how excited I was to actually have found that. The last thing that I'm going to do before I end this video is I'm going to move my little tab. And then I'm also going to add in my doodle or sticker for my monthly calendar. So I'm flipping back to the April calendar and I'm going to put one of the stickers that I made of my little happy face speech emoji guy. I'm going to put one of those stickers in this box since I do have a little bit of overlap of my actual decoration. I don't really want to do a huge doodle. And then I'm just going to write out like I made so many stickers today because I really did make so many stickers. That's going to be the last thing that I do before I get everything closed and kind of tidy up my space a little bit more. But again, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!